are the champion, the one that holds the line and finishes the mission. Everything that you want is within your grasp. You wake up in the morning ready to dominate the day, and every step taken is with purpose and integrity. Because you were not put on this planet to live a mediocre existence. You are here to conquer and make the biggest impact possible, not only for yourself, but for your family and for your tribe. This world is a battlefield, and we will be victorious. This is the Norse mentality.
What's up, guys? I hope that you are having a glorious day. Today we're going to talk about goals, just like we have on every other episode this month. But the reason we're doing this is because we want you guys to make 2023 the best year of your life. And whatever goals you set for yourself, we want to make sure that you're reaching those goals. So today's whole thing is going to be about being intentional with your goals. And the reason that we're doing that is because setting goals can be a very trendy thing. Everyone's setting goals in the beginning of the year. And most people are no longer working towards those goals once February rolls around. Goals should be taken very seriously. And the reason that they should be taken very seriously is because your goal will dictate where you are in the future. The bigger the goal, the brighter the future you're going to have. If you don't accomplish this goal, you're going to be in the same place that you probably are right now. So if you want future you to be set up for success, we need to take goal setting extremely seriously, and we need to approach them as if our life depends on it, because it kind of does. As far as our quality of life, your quality of life depends on you accomplishing this goal, or else we wouldn't be setting goals in the first place. The whole reason we do goals is because we want our future to be better. This is where I'm at right now. I would like the future to be even better. So if I accomplish this, I think that will happen. Now, in regards to those goals, I think it's extremely important for them to help you physically, spiritually, and mentally. Those are the three aspects of life that if you are tackling on a daily basis, you're going to feel very fulfilled. And that's the issue now with society, is that no one feels fulfilled. That's a very terrible feeling. I've been there before. I'm sure you have as well.
It's a very bad place to be.
Yeah. So if we can set goals that are helping us physically, spiritually, and mentally, future us will be in a much better place than where we are right now. Even if right now your life is like pretty good, it can always be better. And why not work towards that? We only have a certain amount of time on this planet. Why not make it the best life possible? Why not see how much we can accomplish with the time that we are given? And working towards something that's going to help you mentally, that's going to help you physically, and help you level up spiritually, help you get in touch with who you are at the deepest level, your future is going to be much brighter. And I'm going to use an example that I think most people will be able to relate to with this. And that's going to be training, working out, doing Muay Thai, going hiking, going running. Really anything that involves physical activity actually helps you in all three of those categories. And you may be asking yourself, well, how does working out help me spiritually? When I say spiritual, it's not a religious thing. I'm not a religious person. I'm talking about you. What does spirit mean? It means that deepest level of who you are on the inside, getting in touch with that. The more in touch that you can get with that true self, the more conscious awareness that you're going to have. The more conscious awareness that you have, the better quality of life you have, because you can actually observe what you are doing in the present moment. The issue is that a lot of people can't. We start to spiral, and the more that we spiral, the less self-awareness that we have. The less self-awareness that we have, the more destructive we are, the more that we are holding ourselves back. So the more that we can work on ourselves that spiritual side, the more self-awareness we're going to have. The more self-awareness we have, the more in touch with reality we are. And we can actually kind of shape reality in our favor instead of ruining everything that we come into contact with.
Intention, man. Intention is everything.
It's all about intention. Why are we doing this?
If you want to drastically change your life, do everything with intention.
How do you do that, though? Hit you there, huh?
Yeah. How do I do it? I'm consciously aware of what I'm doing all the time and why I'm doing these things.
Why you're doing it, right? Like, how is this going to benefit me? How is this going to benefit future me? Working out. Okay, if I'm in the gym, I am improving physically. That's obvious. Well, I'm also improving mentally, because however your physical body is impacts how you are mentally. People don't put two and two together, but that's 100% it. If physically you are healthy, you're also going to be healthy mentally. I don't really know anyone that takes their physical fitness seriously, that is not crushing it in every other aspect of life. That's a very good indicator. Someone that is just in great shape, or at least trying to get in great shape, they excel in pretty much every other aspect of life. And then the people that are not, they're the ones that are suffering more. So you're getting into the gym, you're working out, you're improving physically. Okay, well, we're also improving mentally because our body is healthier. You're also going to be learning new things, especially if you're new to this. Even if you're not new to this, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I'm always learning something new about the human body and when it comes to training and all these other things. Or maybe you start a different sport. I was working out for 5 to 10 years, and then in the past couple of years, I started doing Muay Thai. Then I started messing around with jiu-jitsu, and that was a completely different ball game. So I'm learning new things there. And whenever you learn new things, you're able to learn more new things in every aspect of life. It just becomes easier. It's almost like it opens up a gate, right? It opens up that door for learning. Okay, well, I'm improving in the gym. Well, I'm going to learn about this aspect of life as well, like say finances or something. And you're able to take in information better whenever you're in that state. It's like you're always in a learning state. That's the best way that I can put it. And whenever you're not always learning something new, it's very difficult to take in new information.
That's been a huge perspective shift for me. I know that if I approach everything in a learning state, that I'm going to be more open to opportunity, more open to self-improvement. I'm going to approach things in a more, intentional way where how I start asking myself, how can I benefit from this? Even if it's something that I do repetitively, how is this specific session, training session, Muay Thai session, this specific hike going to benefit me?
That's motivation as well. It's knowing how this is going to benefit me in the future. That's where the motivation comes from. It's not necessarily about right now. Like, we don't really give a shit. Like, right now, everything is good. So we could not do anything at this present moment, and life's going to remain pretty much how it is. But if we do that for too long, we don't take action, we can start to backtrack, right? Like, if you don't work out for a week, you're not going to lose muscle or anything like that. It's actually very beneficial for you every once in a while to take some time off from the gym. But if we do that for too long and we don't take action, well, then we start backtracking. Whenever you're not worried about your finances, right? You're just kind of spending some money. That's okay as well. You got the money, enjoy life. Indulge a little bit. But when we do that for too long, we're not keeping track of what's going on in the bank account. Okay, well, now I'm kind of digging myself into a hole, right? It's all about balance there. But it's knowing what I'm doing right now, is this setting me up for success in the future? And whenever you can say yes to that, if this training session is going to help me be a better person, and you know that without a shadow of a doubt, that's very rewarding. There's something about that. And this is just something that I've realized here within the past couple months. Everything that we do is setting future self up for success. Every single thing that we do. The food that we eat, our training, our relationships, our finances.
Switching that perspective and putting yourself in that mind state makes current decisions so much easier.
It does, but then at the same time, it doesn't, because you have to like really make sure. It can make things harder in regards to food. If I eat this extra large pizza right now, yeah, I'm going to get a little dopamine release. I'm going to feel good, but I'm going to feel like shit tomorrow. And this is good. And then I might feel like shit for a couple days in all reality. Or if I go out and I just get absolute shit-faced, I'm going to be out of commission for a week. Well, that's a week of progress that I cannot get back now. This is where my brain goes all the time. And
that's what I meant by easy.
Yeah.
Like the decision is easy at that point.
Right. Well, yeah, there in the beginning, I think it's a little difficult because you're like, fuck, like I really want this, but I can't, blah, blah, blah. But then with repetition, yeah, then it just becomes easy. Is this going to help me in the future? No. Then I'm not going to do it. In regards to that, it's 100% easier. And that's definitely where my mind went once I kind of started figuring this out.
Yeah.
I think I've had this figured out for a while, but it wasn't until recently that it really just clicked for me. I'm like, oh, every single thing I do is for future me. It's setting future me up for success.
Now, I'm going to enjoy myself in the present moment. Am I going to have a pizza every now and then? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's not going to just completely dictate everything I do. But, I'm going to enjoy myself in the present moment. But the key here is to find that balance to where, a large pizza every 2 weeks or every month, sure, that's fine. But when you're doing it every day, that's not it.
What I've realized is that the urge to indulge in things that are not beneficial for me start to get less and less as time goes on.
Absolutely.
So I think the last time I had pizza was when me and you went back in May.
Before you started your like heavy dieting.
Yeah, my heavy diet. And I haven't had any urge, and I could. Like, it's not like too strict. I'm not getting ready for a show, and I never will be, but this is for me. So it's like, yeah, I could go eat the pizza. I'm like, no, like I don't really want to. Same with drinking. I have not got hammered in a very long time, years. I have no urge to. And that used to be something that I did every few months, probably. Once upon a time, it was every day. But yeah, as time goes on and I'm really just focused on setting future me up for success, and it has become a habit of doing that and thinking that way at all times, I don't get enjoyment from those kind of things anymore. Like if I drink, honestly, like I think the last time I had a drink, I ended up pouring it out because I'm just like, it's just not doing it for me. Like I don't care anymore. Now, really, the only time I drink is when I'm in Iceland with Hasey. And that's because
it's forced.
Kind of forced. but that, like, I allow myself that, right? Like when I go to Iceland, it's like, okay, I'm staying with Hasey. Hasey likes to drink. Hasey loves to drink with friends. It's always great conversations. I'm going to indulge in some alcohol while I'm in Iceland. But then when I get back, that urge isn't there. But it's also the people that I surround myself with. I don't, like, none of my friends go out to bars. They don't go out to clubs. It just doesn't happen. It's like, yeah, let's have a fire, maybe drink some mead.
Or we go hiking, camp in a cave, have a fire and have a little bottle of wine.
Maybe have a little wine, but yeah. So when we shift our perspective on that, is this setting future me up for success? And you continuously do that over and over again on a daily basis, it becomes a habit. And then you start getting fulfillment from that alone. Well, what's that doing? That's feeding you spiritually. You're getting in touch with what is best for you. What is best for every aspect of you? Because there are different aspects. You have the brain, which is just like our operating system. We have the body, which is our vessel. This is our meat suit that we're just kind of traveling through life with. And then you have the soul, that true self that is inside. Well, when you can take care of all those things, you are aligned, right? Like you're not over here mentally and down here physically and spiritually, like you're just completely fucked. It's like, no, like everything is aligned in my life. And if we can make everything aligned, we're going to have more energy. We're going to have more motivation. We're going to have more ambition. Our clarity is going to be more. So we're going to be coming up with new ideas that will benefit us financially, our relationships, stuff like that. Whenever you can align mental, spiritual, and physical with your goals, and you're leveling up all three of those things while working towards this goal that's going to set future you up for success, that is the main goal. And so whenever we're setting these goals, try to make sure that that's what you're doing. And it's really not hard to do. I think really any goal that we set for ourselves is kind of tackling those three perspectives. But when you can dissect it and realize that this is what it's doing for me, it's huge.
I want to tackle that from a mental, you talked about spiritual. I want to talk about it from a mental standpoint. The strength you gain once you put yourself into this thinking about your future with every decision you make, you telling yourself no is almost the highest form of discipline you can achieve.
I think that's spiritual though too.
It is. It definitely is.
It's you taking control, right? You're not just allowing impulses to dictate your life anymore. A lot of people do. Whenever you say no, this is not my best interest, I'm not going to do this anymore, that's you taking control of the operating system. Because where are those thoughts coming from? The brain. Well, who's observing those thoughts? Who is that person that's saying, no, this is not a good idea. I'm not going to eat this. I am going to go to the gym even though I don't feel like it. Who's deciding that? Because the brain's saying, I don't want to. Yeah, fuck this. That does not sound fun at all. Going hiking in the rain with a huge backpack on and sleeping on the ground does not sound fun. But that other part of you comes in, right? And it's like, no, like we need to do this. We're going to get better as a result. So fuck your excuses. You're being a little bitch right now. Let's go do this. It's you taking control of the operating system. Well, who's doing that? You are. The true self. That's spiritual. Discipline is spiritual. It is the highest form of spirituality, in my opinion. Look at monks. Most spiritual people on this planet. Monks are the most disciplined people on this planet. It's a different way to look at it, but it's 100%. But it is mental as well, because you're gaining mental resilience. So I get in the ice bath about 4 to 5 times a week. I have one at the house. It's a plunge tub, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I can just jump in this thing. It's at 45, 40 degrees at all times.
It's like a hot tub, but it continuously stays cold.
Yeah, but it's just always cold. Like there is really nothing enjoyable about it. It is never easy for me to get into this cold tub, especially first thing in the morning, which is usually when I do it. I hate it. But now I can catch myself. I've observed this. My brain is coming up with excuses. Nope, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. As I'm taking off my clothes and getting into the son of a bitch, right? It's like, okay, well, you're coming up with excuses. And then my body, true self, all this different shit, whatever, it's just like, no, well, we're already in the damn thing. While my brain's trying to think of excuses not to do it. It's like, you don't get a vote here. I'm just getting into the damn cold tub because I need to do this for myself, right? But it all falls into line with each other. And in regards to training, well, when you're going to failure, like it doesn't matter if you're lifting weights, if you're doing Muay Thai, if you're doing jiu-jitsu, if you're going for a long run, any physical activity that demands absolute exertion from you, when you can do that, and people that are listening that have pushed themselves to this limit, it's everything. It's physical, it's mental, because your brain's saying, I want to give up, and you're saying, fuck you, we're not giving up on this. We said we're going to complete this, and we're going to complete this. You're building mental resilience there. It's the spirit side, because you feel like you're going to die, but it's euphoric, right? Like whenever you get done with a really hard Muay Thai session, just 30, 60 minutes of just full out intensity. When you get done with that, there's no better feeling. You can barely breathe. Your body hurts.
I'm laying on the mat.
But you feel on top of the world.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely amazing feeling that not enough people experience because they don't want to get out of that comfort zone. So they stay in there. And guess what? Future self is not being rewarded for that type of behavior. Future self gets rewarded when we step out of our comfort zone, knowing that by doing so, our future is going to be brighter. We don't want to do it right now, but we're going to for us, for ourselves. We're going to do this, even though we don't want to, for ourselves and for our family and for our tribe and everyone else around us.
One of my favorite things to do is combine, just like you were talking about lifting, how it's, not just physical. You set this goal for yourself to deadlift 500 pounds this year. Well, yeah, you're going to have to deadlift, but the more intentional you take your training, every rep, you feel that connection to yourself, the physical, spiritual, and mental side. You use all three of those to approach that lift every time. You're gaining a lot more than just physical, and what you're gaining, you might not see it in the moment, but it's priceless. And one of my favorite things to do is just combine all those three with everything I do. That's why I enjoy Muay Thai so much. Of course, there's the physical aspect. I'm getting my ass beat. My heart feels like it's going to blow out of my chest. My lungs burn because 5-minute rounds are no joke. But the connection I feel to my body, knowing where my hand's going to land, knowing where my foot's going to land on a kick, and playing this mind game in the moment, combining everything I know is the most efficient way to do it possible. It's the same way with me on a hike. I know the physical. Everybody sees the physical. It's the easiest thing to see. Yeah, like climbing a mountain is about as physical as it fucking gets.
Yeah, it's miserable.
But every step is taken with intention. Because I know Where I hike, if I don't pay attention and remain present and I step wrong, it could be a wrap on old Cody in Linville Gorge. Easy to tumble down that mountain.
Well, let's talk about that aspect. Being present. When we can remain present as much as possible in the moment, working towards this goal that we've set for ourselves, we're going to accomplish it quicker. We're also, I'm going to use training again as an example. So say you're in the gym. The more present that you can be in the gym, no distractions, put the phone away, and just lift. Feel the muscles that are being worked. Slow contraction. Just being completely in tune with the body. You're going to see results 10 times quicker. That's the issue. That's the reason most people don't see results in the gym, including myself in the past, is because I wasn't present.
You just go through the motions.
I just go through the motions. Yeah. I'm just, okay, this is my workout program. I'm just going to do this. Well, I'm also going to fuck around on my phone for 10 minutes in between sets and all these other things. No. Now, when I work out, say if I'm doing a bench press, right? I'm focusing on my chest. I'm focusing on my shoulders, my triceps, even my back, like my whole body. I'm dialing in on what's being worked. There is no other thought in my mind because I'm present with myself. I'm present with my body. It's the same with breath work. When you're doing breath work, you're not thinking about anything else. It's all physical, it's mental, it's spiritual, all these different things. But being present is the key here. But let's not even use the gym as an example anymore. Let's use work. I'm at work. I have a business. Well, if I'm not present while I'm working, it's going to take me 10 times longer to get this task done. If I don't get this task done in time, everything is at risk. So when I sit down to work, I'm going to be intentional about it because I have a goal that I'm going to reach with this company or this business that I work for, or whatever your situation is. And I need to be present because I need to make sure that I get this done to the best of my ability. And that cannot happen if my mind is in the past or it's in the future. Because those are the three areas that we live in. You either live in the past, you're living in the present, or you're living in the future. If you're living in the past, that's the biggest waste of time that you could possibly ever do. If that is how your mind works, you need to work towards eliminating that. I've been there before. It's very difficult to do, but you can.
Great way to get stuck.
You're stuck in the past. You can't change the damn thing. And this was finally what helped me get out of it. Because like I said, this is something that I struggled with for years. I was always living in the past, replaying it obsessively. This bad thing happened and I'm going to think about it for the next 6 months. It was terrible. And then I lost my damn mind because that's what I was doing. I was either future or past. Something bad happens, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Just replaying it until I lost my damn shit over it.
Because you do that, the future is very clouded and unpredictable.
You have zero clarity about the future and you're not present at all. So you have no idea what's going on in the present moment in your current life. Your relationships suffer, your business suffers, your workouts suffer. Everything suffers when you are not present. When you're living in the past, it's done. In all reality, it's almost like it never even happened in the first place. It's gone. It's done. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. It was a very, very, very small moment in time, which is infinite. And now it's no longer there. It's a memory. The only thing left is your memory of it, which science has shown is like only 60 to 70% accurate or something. Like after the event happens, when every time that we replay it in our mind, it gets less and less accurate. So this thing that you're replaying from the past isn't even actually what happened. It's a fantasy almost.
That's what you wanted it to be.
It's what you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
It's also based off perception and everything else like that. So living in the past, there's no point in doing it. Learn your lesson, move on from it. Every once in a while, think about great memories. That's always nice as well. But if it's something bad that happened, fuck that. Try not to think about it. There's zero point in doing so. Being present. Being present is what allows you to get shit done. It's when you're in the gym and you're focused on your workout and nothing else. Because reaching this physical goal that you've set for yourself of losing 30 pounds or hitting a new deadlift PR or something like that, that is the most important thing to you right now in this moment. So this is all I'm going to focus on. I'm going to give it everything that I have because my future self depends on it right now. If I half-ass this workout, I'm going to be impacted by it in the future. So I'm going to try my best. And the only way I can try my best is by doing it in the present moment. Then you have future. Well, if we never think about the future, we can know there's no way to make a plan of attack for that future. We have no idea where we're heading. We have no map. So it's good like to bounce back and forth between the two. I think it's better to live in the present moment. That's definitely harder for me to do. I mean, I have stay present tattooed on my hand because it's so damn hard for me where I have to like constantly look at my hand and be like, fuck, I need to stay present, right? I'm always thinking about the future. Always. But I try to bring it back in. But what helps me with that is whenever I'm doing intentional things. When I'm working, when I sit down to work, I'm dialed in on that. I'm present with the work that I'm doing. When I'm in the gym, I'm present with that. When I'm with my daughter, I try to be present with that. When I'm with my girlfriend, I try to be present with her. When I'm with friends, having great conversations, I'm trying to be present with them as well.
If it's any motivation to be present, the memories you create, being intentional and present in the moment are fucking priceless.
Something I started doing to help me with that, to see like, am I actually being present throughout the day? I started doing this with Genevieve, and it's my favorite part of the day. So every night I read her a story, and she's laying down in bed, and I say, tell me about your day. And she tells me as much of it as she can remember. She's 6, but we've been doing this for like a year or two now. Well, I woke up, we got dressed, you made me breakfast, like full detail, right? And then she tells me what happened at school, which is awesome for me to hear because I don't know what the hell is going on at school. So I kind of get a glimpse into that. Then she goes through everything that we did when we got home. And then I do the same. And if I can remember the majority of my day, well, that means I was present. And if I can't, that means I was distracted. And if I'm distracted, it's because I'm thinking about the past or I'm thinking about the future. And unless we are making a plan of attack, there's no point in thinking about the future. Unless we're visualizing what life will look like once we accomplish this goal, or what goal we want to make for ourselves, or where we want to head in the future, it's all just a fantasy. You're living in a fantasy world. That's the best way to put it. At least when you set a goal for yourself, okay, like I'm gonna make this happen. Well, at least you have like a road to follow. You have a path. And if you stay on this path, like this is what you're going to accomplish. But when we're just like, yeah, it'd be cool if this happened, or if this happened, or what if this happens, or whenever this person comes over, like what if we talked about this? Like you don't know what the fuck is going to happen. It's a fantasy. It is up here in your head. It's not reality. Reality exists right now in the present moment. Right now is when you get shit done. Present moment is the only time to get shit done.
One of the biggest comforts for me, and I think it's the same for you, is living in the present. I know that if I'm doing everything I need to be doing right now for me and for future me, that future has already kind of taken care of itself in a sense. You know, you're putting the work in now. Whatever that future looks like, if everything you're doing right now is the right thing, it's going to be great regardless.
Yeah, because you're doing everything that needs to get done. And it compounds. Okay, if I wake up at the same time every day, my sleep's going to be better. I'm probably going to be getting more shit done. I'm going to feel better as soon as I wake up. You know, there's numerous benefits to that. Well, you do that every single day. You're hitting the ground running at some point. Like when you get in the habit of waking up at the same time every day, you wake up with more energy. Well, you wake up with more energy, you're stacking more victories first thing in the morning. Well, that compounds over time. Or you wake up, you read 10 pages of a book. 10 times 7, 70. Multiply that. Most books nowadays are 150, 200 pages. You're knocking out multiple books that is giving you knowledge that's going to help you set yourself up for success in the future.
It's been a big comfort measure for me too. You know,
absolutely.
Especially because you don't know what's going to happen 10, 20 years from now. You can set all these goals you want to and accomplish everything you want to, but in reality, you might not wake up in a week from now. But I know that everything I'm doing now, no matter what happens, if I'm still there in 20 years, that I'm going to be taken care of because, you know, everything I'm doing in the present moment is reaching towards that.
So let's break that down real quick. What does that look like? How are you so certain of it? What actions are you taking throughout the day that give you that certainty that, okay, everything that I'm doing right now is setting me up for success in the future. I'm very confident that my future is going to be brighter because of the actions that I'm taking right now. First thing is the food that you're eating. Are you eating healthy food? That's the first box, right? Are you eating healthy food? Are you drinking enough water? Are you exercising? Are you sleeping? Are you building relationships with people? Are you setting goals that you're always working towards? And once you accomplish one goal, are you moving on to the next one? Are you spending time with your kids? Are you reading? Are you taking time for yourself to go out into nature or meditate or just do something fun that you love to do by yourself, for yourself? All of those things that if you're doing all of those things, you can say with pretty much certainty that my future is going to be brighter. It's not rocket science. It's everything that we know that we should be doing. And if you do it, you can guarantee that everything's going to be better for you in the future. That's the best way that I can put it. It's pretty damn simple.
And if you do that, you really don't have to worry about it.
You really don't have to. Okay, I'm reading. Well, that means I'm getting smarter, which means that, it depends on what you're reading, but hopefully you're reading beneficial things. If you're reading self-improvement books, finance books, business books, whatever it may be, you're reading these books, well, you're getting more knowledge about this thing that you're currently lacking. There's no way that you're going to be in worse shape in the future because of that. I'm going to the gym. Well, any effort is better than no effort. Even if your workouts aren't great, at least I'm getting into the gym. I'm putting in a little bit of effort. That's better than nothing. I'm eating the right foods. There's absolutely zero negative things that can come from that compared to eating shit food where everything negative comes from it. I'm getting enough sleep. Well, if I'm not getting enough sleep, everything's off. If I'm not spending time with my family, if I'm not being wise with how I spend money, all of those things are very simple to do. And it's all things that we know that we need to do. We just need to do it. But that's why we make goals for ourselves. Okay, right now, I'm not working out enough. I'm not working out at all. So I need to set a goal that I work out 3 times a week for 90 days. Accomplish that goal. Well, now you have a new habit of working out because it takes 60, 90 days to develop a new habit. Okay, awesome. I haven't read a book in 10 years since high school, right? Okay, well, I'm going to read 10 pages every single day. I'm going to do that for 90 days. Well, now you have a habit of reading. If you do this type of stuff over a long period of time, it just becomes who you are. It becomes part of your identity, and then it no longer takes effort. So when we're setting these goals, set goals like that you know are going to move you forward. Set goals that will one day turn into a habit. That's the best way that I can put it. When you're setting goals, set goals that are going to help you physically, mentally, and spiritually, and goals that will one day become a habit where it's no longer dreadful to do. You no longer have to put any mental energy into it. It's just something that you do, like working out. I work out 4 times per week. There's no ifs or buts about it. That's just what I do. I read every single day. That's just what I do. It hasn't always been that way though. But that's how I took this. That's how I approached the matter. Okay, I know that I need to do all of these things in order to become the best version of myself, in order to set future me up for success. Well, what am I currently not doing? Well, first I wasn't exercising. So I started going to the gym. I developed a habit of that. Well, then I wanted to learn more about exercising. So then I started reading. And then I started a business. I was like, I don't know shit about business. I definitely need to read. And now I just read every day. Well, eventually I stopped seeing results in the gym because my diet wasn't in check. So I started eating healthy. And now I would say it's 95% healthy. And even when I eat 5%, it's not bad. So it's setting goals that will one day turn into habits. And those habits need to feed you physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Norse Mentality. This podcast is a byproduct of Norse Fitness. We make clothing, fitness accessories, supplements, and other tools to help you reach your true potential. You can check it out at norsefitness.co. And if you found this episode beneficial, please share it with a friend. That way we can continue to make a bigger impact and change the world. Thank you for your support, and we'll talk to you soon.